Hello, Karina Antonopoulos here with the Center for Highly Sensitive People. Welcome back to the 14 Days to What I Want series. If you're watching this from YouTube, make sure you come over to the Center for Highly Sensitive People on Facebook and join the group so that you can join in on the conversation over there. So we have day 6 today, and day 6's question prompt to help you get clear on what you want, help you bring you closer to what you want, is, what is your biggest fear? What is your biggest fear? Okay, so I don't mean what is your biggest fear. Okay, that's not what I mean. I'm talking about specifically around the thing that we're talking about in regards to what you want to co-create, what you want to manifest, what you want to bring to life. Okay, so based on the thing that you say that you want, what is your biggest fear? I'm going to give you a pause. Today's video is about being vulnerable. It's about pulling back the curtain and looking often at where the shame is. Okay, because your fears are oftentimes, when it comes to the things that you want, oftentimes connected to, but usually. So let me tell you a little story, because this is what this series has become, is myself and who I am and my life, which I think is important because you guys should know about me. And I think the more you know about me, the more you'll feel like goes through real human stuff, but I've gone to the other side, and I want to help you get to the other side of your challenges as well, because it's something I feel like I'm good at. And I don't say that boasting. I say that with confidence and knowing that this is my skill and my gift and something I'm here to share with you guys. So, started my business in about 2012. I got my certification as a health coach in 2010. And even from 2010 to 2012, do some health coaching. I had a couple clients, but no one who really, I didn't get paid much. I think it was like $20 for a session or something. It was just kind of like practice clients. And anyway, I remember reading Think and Grow Rich and like all these self-help books about having a successful business. And so the seed was planted back in 2010 when I read that Think and Grow Rich book about being a millionaire. And they talk about like, what do you want? Do you want to, if you want to be a millionaire, like declare it right now. Declare it, write a letter to yourself, say this is as if it's true. And I did. And so initially I got into like some network marketing businesses, right? And then I eventually moved into more of the health coaching, and then eventually life coaching, which is where I'm at now with my highly sensitive people. So from 2012 to about 2016, I worked with a couple business coaches, and there was about 5 years of that where I worked with one specifically in her community, and I was obsessed with having a successful business. I mean, granted, I was paying a lot of money to be in her group to learn about marketing, because marketing was not my forte. It's not something I had learned. It's not my thing that I was good at. I'm good at people and helping people move through their problems, not necessarily putting myself out in the world to tell people how I can help them. And I'm not saying I'm a master at it now, but at least I have more willingness and confidence to talk about the work that I'm here to do. So I was pretty obsessed about wanting to have a successful business. And I remember working with this coach, and there was a point where I finally, I was working one-on-one with her. It was a lot to work with her one-on-one. And I said to her about, I really, really want this. And in one of our sessions, she kind of said to me, I don't know, Karina, I don't feel like you really want it, because I feel like if you really wanted to be successful, you would have found a way to make it happen already. And I was really blown away, and I was a bit Like, I really looked up to this woman, and I really took her words to heart, and I don't know, like, it hit me really hard that, like, even she was like, I'm an anomaly, and like, why isn't my business taking off? And I don't know what her thoughts were, but I guess I confused her on like all the things I was doing. I literally was doing everything. Why weren't things taking off? And I don't know, it seemed like she couldn't help me, and that felt really sad to me, that like I'd worked for so long, and it seemed like all she could tell me is that I didn't want it bad enough. And I was kind of pissed off, to be honest. I think that's one of the worst things you can tell someone, where it's like you put so much time and energy and effort into having something, and for someone to tell you that you don't want it enough, I was like really pissed off. So I will say, like, it definitely made me upset to hear that. But you know what it did? It opened up my mind and my perspective to consider, maybe there is something that I want more than this. And what is that? So at the time, I think my biggest fear was that I would never be able to support myself. Okay, that I'd be financially dependent on my husband and my family for the rest of my life, and that my business would never be able to support me. That was a huge fear of mine. And so that was 2016, where it was kind of like, do I really want this? Do I really want this? Do I really want this? And so I really let myself, so I'm all about experimentation, right? So I really let myself lean into the possibility that maybe I didn't want this. Maybe I didn't want this successful business that I had been talking about. I mean, in truth, of course, because to me, having a successful business means that I'm impacting people's lives. And of course I want that, and I still want that. The thing is, I was basing my definition of success around the people I saw around me in this coaching group and what I believe success should look like. And I had a lot of shame around having support from my husband and my family. Like, oh my God, I cannot let people know that my husband pays for the majority of our bills. I cannot let anyone know that my mom had helped us buy our house. My half of my husband and I buying our house was for my mom, not from money that I had made from working, even though I had worked my ass off for many, many years. Really hard to admit stuff like that like for so long I was like, I am not gonna share this with people because I'm so ashamed, and that having a business means that you should be successful, you should be taking care of yourself, you should be not just helping people, but like also know that you have your financial things in order. And now, 2020, guess what? I'm at a point where that's not important to me anymore. It's okay. I love myself. I'm not ashamed over the fact that I have support. I have an amazing support system. Not everyone has the support system I have, and I cannot take it for granted. I cannot. I have to be grateful. And from that moment in 2016 on, it was probably like 2017 where it really started to click. Part of me being open to receive the thing that I really wanted, which was a successful business, was to practice being grateful for the things that I already have. And I'll tell you, the minute I started to truly, truly lean into the thing that I feared and appreciated exactly what was here in front of me, right here, mine, that's when things started to get easier and pick up and feel a whole lot more enjoyable, where I wasn't burning the candle from both ends, working my ass off, and not seeing results that I wanted. I would have tons of consultations with people, and I'd get a really small percentage of people actually sign up with me. Versus now, I have a consultation, and pretty much, like, if someone's booking a consultation with me, we're gonna work together. So about 95% of the time, people are having a call with me, we're gonna work together. Okay? So yes, it took time to understand about how to do certain marketing things differently, but energetically, I was more open to receive. but I wouldn't be open to receive. So this is my story. This is like me being vulnerable with my fears with you guys. But I had to lean into those fears. I had to truly believe, just like, imagine if I didn't really want the thing that I say that I want. Like, what else could I have wanted more? And perhaps my heart truly just wanted me to be open to receive all of the abundance that was already in my life, all of the support, all of the finances that were available to me, people who love me and want to take care of me, and use that as gratitude and as a foundation and privilege to then be able to help other people, especially people who don't have money to pay to work with me. So I can offer free things like this. Okay? And so I am grateful today that I have the family that I have so that I can share all this stuff with you and not be stressed about money. So it's like I share a lot of free stuff so that you guys can have the support that you need. So you can have resources, you can go out and live your life and live a great life. And now I'm getting all emotional. Think about this. This was many years of me breaking down my fear and leaning into the shame and being open to receive in ways that I could not receive before because I had too much guilt, too much shame around being someone who was privileged and had family to support them when I saw other people around me didn't have it. Okay? So use the resources you have, no matter if they're limited, appreciate them. Okay? And acknowledge what your fears are. Your fears are often connected to shame. And just remember, this quote is a quote that my colleague Linnell Trigolette and I have talked about a lot in our time that we've been friends and coaching side by side. And it was that your fears lead you to your desires. So you really want to listen closely and lean in. Okay, so your fears lead you to your desires. Listen closely and lean in. Lean into those fears because there's going to be a whole lot of clarity that comes when you are willing and let yourself receive what else could be there and what could be blocking you on actually being open to receive the thing that you say that you want. Sometimes you don't actually want the thing that you say that you want. Sometimes you want it. You want the thing you say you want, but not in the way that you're seeing other people have it. So for me, my successful business looks like me being able to work when I want to work, have the time that off that I want to have, work when I feel inspired, while being a mom, being home with my kids, being able to be the one who's raising my children. And if I need to be there for them, I am there for them. And this is exactly my life right now. So, in my eyes, yes, I have a successful business. And even if I'm not making millions of dollars, it's okay because money has never been the most important thing to me. It's important. I have to pay the bills, right? I have business bills to pay. I have a credit card I have to pay off. I still have credit card from that business coach that I'm still paying off. I still have student loans I have to pay off. So yes, money's important. And there are things like I love giving gifts to people. I love going on trips. I always want to have money for the things that are important. So money is important. Yes, not saying that it's not. But I'm at a point where I feel like enough clients, enough money's coming in where I feel comfortable and everything else is taken care of. And I'm very grateful for that. And even there, I say that, and even still a little part of me is like, oh, Karina, don't say that. Like, either you're going to jinx it or, like, what do people think? It's like, no, I am fucking grateful for the support system that I have so that I can do this work. Because I know that not everyone's in a place to be able to financially afford to work with a coach. And that's okay. Okay, we're all at different parts in our life. And then there might be something where you're like, okay, I'm ready. And then people come to work with me and they realize that, okay, Karina has some affordable programs. So yes, I do. I've made it much easier for people to work with me now. thank you all for being here. Thank you for hearing my story, hearing my fears, and I want to encourage you to do the same thing. Okay? That's why I'm sharing. I am hoping I can model this to you. You don't have to be on a video to share your biggest fears and what you're most ashamed about, but you do need to share it with yourself. Okay? You do need to acknowledge it for yourself. And you can please share in the comments at least what you think it might be, even if you're feeling a little stuck on what that is. There was a period, I will say, where I remember when I lived in San Diego, I was with my girlfriends. One of the questions we were all exploring together were like, oh, what is your biggest fear? And I remember hearing that question being like, I don't have any fears. I faced all of my fears. And then literally, me saying that, I remember my story yesterday moving back to New York, literally a few months after that conversation, my husband's like, Karina, let's move back to New York. And I was like, no! Because that was one of my biggest fears, was moving back to New York and having to face all my childhood stuff about who I was and who I believed about myself and growing up where I grew up and all these things about being sensitive in a place that was not sensitive or not welcoming to sensitive people. So, anyways, what are your fears? Okay? What is your fear, especially around the thing that you say that you want? Write it down. It's not gonna bite you. And the only one that can judge is you. The only one that will be judging it is you. I was judging my fears and my shame for many years, and it held me back from actually experiencing the success that I desired and wanted. First step is acknowledging. Okay, so let's today use this prompt, this question prompt, to help you get clear. Acknowledge what it is that you want. Acknowledge the fears connected to the thing that you say that you want. And if you share in the comments, Facebook comments, I'm not really sharing too much on YouTube. Share in the Facebook comments, I will break it down with you a little bit. I'll do a little bit of coaching. All right, see if you feel stuck in any way. I will kind of help you go a little bit deeper. All right. Thank you for being here. I hope that you are starting to get some clarity. I hope that doors and opportunities are starting to open up for you. So keep looking out for those opportunities. Sometimes when we have a shift in our energy, we watch something like this, we have a shift in our energy, and we see with new eyes, and then new opportunities come, and then all of a sudden things start to shift. Okay? Transformation and change is a very quiet process. It does not have to be hard. It does not have to be crazy. It's very quiet, actually. So enjoy the process, answer each question, share in the comments, and I will see you tomorrow. All right, take care. Bye-bye.